This time myself and Thomas take part in the National Motorcycle Museum Classic Ride Out. Now the Classic Ride Out. Basically you pay some money and you take out one of the museum's bikes. They pay for the fuel and they cover the cost of meals and drinks. It's not a cheap day out, but it is a bloody good one. My chosen mount for the day was the Indian Velocet. This had a Velocet Venom Thruxton engine in and was an absolute cracking bike. Modern chassis, excellent engine, and was going to have a whale of a time. And because I'm a good dad, or at least I like to think that I am, I paid for Tom to ride the B31. Being a good dad is something that I was going to pay for throughout the day, I find. There were two other riders with us on the classic bikes today. One was on this very nice 1939 Tiger T100, whilst the other was on a Velocet KSS. Big kick. Kick it like you mean it. There you go. It's coming. Not surprisingly, with its Thruxton engine, the Velocet wasn't the easiest bike to start, but once rolling, the bike sent to a nice tick over and sounded absolutely fantastic. In fact, it was probably a little bit too fantastic, because all I heard from Tom was, "A little bit later on, can we swap bikes, Dad?" I knew it was going to happen at some point during the day, and in fact Tom switching seats would become a bit of a theme during the day. You got yours running? Is that alright, Dad? Yeah, because this takes about 3 kicks, I feel like. Yeah. So in a few minutes we're out of the museum and off onto the roads. Now the BSA sounds absolutely lovely, the B31. Unfortunately you can barely hear it because that Velo engine is booming away. I think the B31's a great choice for Tom actually. It's his first time on a British single, and the fact that the controls are pretty much the same as the Gold Flash that we own was a big help to him, just to get him eased into the day. Unfortunately, the first part of the ride was on modern roads, dual carriageways and roundabouts, with lots of traffic lights, which as you know, is exactly what you need when you're riding an old British bike. Tom had really got the hang of the B-31 now, so I let him blast past me, hoping I'd get a good shot of him, not realising my camera wasn't working properly. Typical. On the bright side though, things were getting a bit more rural, and the route that we took today took us all the way down to the Cotswolds. And indeed at this point, things did seem to be going pretty well. Well, at least until we got to the second village. And the second village that we passed through, the clutch decided to drag really badly on that Velocet motor. And that was pretty much the end of the day for the Velocet.
Whoa! Ah!
Bit of a shame for Tom because he never did get to have a ride on the thing, and it was fantastic. Fortunately, the rider had two spare vehicles. There was a BSA A7 and a Rocket Gold Star. They started pulling the A7 out and I thought, I'll be okay. They offered me the RGS, but I thought, no, I'll be absolutely fine on the A7. Lovely little bike. And indeed it was. We set off on the A7 and I found the bike to be lovely and smooth, an absolute joy to ride. Now again, the controls were very similar to my old BSA at home, and indeed the engine feels really similar too, although in this case of course it's a plunger suspension model, so the chassis doesn't feel quite the same. It still handles pretty good though. But at the coffee break which came next, I heard a little voice say, "Dad, can I ever go on the A7? And of course, being a good dad, that's exactly what I let happen. I gave him my A7 over to him, and I jumped onto the absolutely delightful B31. And indeed that's how it stayed, right until the lunch break, with one small change of course. The Velocet KSS had given a bit of trouble, and the guy had swapped and jumped onto the RGS, the Rocket Gold Star now. So now we had 3 BSAs and a Triumph out in the group. Then came another break. Now during the break, Tom spent some time sitting on the RGS because he'd never sat on a Rocket Gold Star, and he was very much taken with the bike. The thing is, the guy that was on it didn't really seem to like it very much. Yeah, I know, don't ask me, some people are weird. However, he didn't like it, so he said to Tom, "Do you want to switch bikes for a while?" Tom, of course, broke the guy's arm off. So now, this guy is on my A7 that I started off on, or at least had switched to. Tom is now on a Rocket Gold Star, and I'm stuck on the B31. I'm beginning to wonder just how the day went so completely south on me. And I'm also thinking this whole parent thing is not all it's cracked out to be. We're now running for the Cotswolds and its quaint villages, and our lunch break is fast approaching. Maybe I can get back on the A7, maybe the RGS. Here's hoping. Now, to be fair to Tom, at our late lunch break, he did offer to switch over and let me have a go at the RGS. But the thing is, Tom is in one of those states, you know where you don't want to meet your heroes, and they always say you should never meet your heroes. Well, Tom had, and Tom was not disappointed. He was absolutely loving the ride. And to be honest, I just couldn't take it off him. I don't think it would have ruined his day, but I just felt like he was having such a great time. I'd just feel bad if I'd went on it. And that's not to say I didn't really want to ride it, because I've always wanted to ride one of those things. God, I hate being a parent. And so finally, after a long day in the saddle, we meandered our way back into the museum. And I have to say that even though I'd spent most of the day on the B31, I'd had a great time. It was a lovely bike, but Tom, I think, had the most out of it. I think he was in love. So what were my thoughts about the day? It was a great day, and I would recommend that anybody tries it. And while it's not inexpensive, it is a great experience. Especially if you're 20 and get to ride an RGS, of course. I think my only tip for the day would be, if you've got a son who's riding age, leave him at home. So what other bikes or collections of bikes would you like us to see us do a video on? Maybe you've got a bike we can use for a test ride. Either way, get in touch. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, thank you very much for watching.